It's no secret that Supercell has been releasing new Town Hall levels on a quicker and quicker schedule as the years have gone by. Before Town Hall 15, they used to wait a full year and a half between each new Town Hall, with each new level bringing a strong resurgence in the player base and creating a lot of excitement and renewed passion for the game. For example, when Town Hall 11 was released with the new Eagle Artillery defense and the white and red theme, players were extremely excited to see how the new offensive and defensive mechanics would shake up the meta and change how players played the game. Now, that stuff is all an important part of what makes a good update in this game, but there's something even bigger that I believe is the main driving force behind the success or failure of an update, and that's progress. Now, obviously any new Town Hall will add progression to the game with new upgrade levels and usually new troops and spells to unlock, right? Well, not exactly. Not only do players want these new troops, spells, heroes, and more to play with, but players want to feel like their existing defense is being upgraded or improved in a big way. For example, with the release of Town Hall 15, we received two brand new defenses, the Monolith and the Spell Towers. Both of these defenses featured brand new concepts and mechanics that we hadn't seen in the game before, and players were instantly able to recognize how helpful these new buildings would be on defense. It was also clear that these would have a positive effect for those players upgrading to the new Town Hall level. Where the controversy comes in, though, is the following year when Supercell released Town Hall 16, which featured the multi-archer tower and the ricochet cannon, both of which were buildings that you could only obtain by merging your existing cannons and archer towers. For some of you, it might not immediately be clear why this is controversial, but to the more skeptical among you might have looked at the stats among other things to make sure that the defenses were actually worth it before merging, since it couldn't be undone once the merge was completed. While there was a good bit of discussion around this topic online in late 2023, players ultimately decided the merges were worth it because the stats of, for example, the multi-archer tower are closer to aligning with 3 archer towers rather than just the 2 that were merged, meaning the whole turned out to be bigger than the sum of its parts. It's a good thing the stats worked out well though, because players knew it was inevitable that they would need to merge their defenses eventually to move on to future Town Halls, as Supercell would not allow you to upgrade your Town Hall until you've built all the new buildings, with the new merged defenses being included in this requirement. Now you might see where I'm going with this, as with the new Town Hall 17 update this past week, we were given a new merged defense, the Inferno Artillery. Many players had been speculating for years that the next logical progression for the Town Hall weapon would be to add an Eagle Artillery to the top, since it was a Tesla for Town Hall 12 and then an Inferno Tower for Town Halls 13 through 16. This made sense, and leaks started coming out months ago that suggested this would actually be happening with the Town Hall 17 update, leading to a lot of excitement and hype within the community. Well, when the actual update sneak peeks were released, players were more than disappointed. One of the Eagle Artillery's key features is that it has an effectively infinite range, with it being able to reach even the opposite corner of the map when placed in the corner. This range made the defense quite threatening, as there was really nowhere you could hide from it once it was activated. That being said, the Inferno Artillery, which is made by merging the weapon with your Town Hall, doesn't work anything like the Eagle Artillery used to. Not only does it have a much smaller range, more comparable to the Giga Inferno, but it doesn't even shoot the same projectiles or have a similar animation to the Eagle. Instead, it shoots out 4 homing projectiles at a time that effectively do a bit of damage and leave mini poison spells in their wake. Supercell already started making excuses for why this was the case, saying that it was all balanced because this weapon would be active the whole battle, whether the player had placed a lot of troops or just a few, and whether they had engaged with the Town Hall yet or not. Now, that would be awesome if it still worked how the Eagle did with its infinite range and high damage, but this doesn't matter much when you consider the smaller range and lower damage output. Players in the community are generally upset about how this update has turned out, since anyone upgrading to Town Hall 17 will immediately be forced to essentially delete one of their core defenses just so they can progress and unlock the newest content there is to play with. And to be honest, I kind of agree that this was a bad decision by Supercell. I don't think it's unfixable per se, but to fix this situation, Supercell would probably need to completely rework how the Inferno Artillery works so that it held up to the Eagle Artillery name. Like I hinted at earlier, if this merge were optional and players were able to progress to Town Hall 17 and beyond without doing it, players would not care nearly as much. The problem is that Supercell seems to be taking a lot more control over what we can and cannot do in our own bases as players, and that never tends to go too well with a player base. Other than this merge though, to be honest, Town Hall 17 is pretty cool. I don't want to sit here and pretend that the update was all negative. The new hero, the amazing new color design of Town Hall 17, the lab helper, the fire spitters, and more were all amazing additions that have brought new life into the game. It just sucks that a lot of that feels overshadowed by the effective deletion of one of the game's most iconic features. What do you think though? Let me know in the comments how you feel about the new update. Will you be upgrading to Town Hall 17 and merging your Eagle, or will you sit it out and see if they change it? Either way, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.